Every time I do this. Alright. Alright, so I am going to hopefully shortly be talking to Jennifer McDermott. You see, I have a few viewers right now. Hey, what's up, guys? Um, so yeah, we're kind of just having an impromptu discussion here right now with Philly Anonymous, the person I hope to be bringing on camera shortly. What's up, Taruki? Um, basically, this is a person that has really inspired me throughout the last few months. Jennifer McDermott. Many in the anonymous crowd know her. I am now inviting her on. And just a little introduction. This is a person who really embodies the idea of think global, act local. So we have you now,
There we are.
Jennifer.
There we
So
are. What's up,
so my
man?
introduction to you was the living embodiment of think local, act global, or vice versa. Really, it's interchangeable.
Right, or whatever, I'm stoned.
Exactly, Phil.
Don't judge me.
Exactly.
Just do something.
So I'm happy to have you here talking with me tonight. The Philly Anonymous crowd is, from what I understand, I met the main Anons within the last year, um, and they were
Right.
inspired by the people in Philadelphia. So, from what I understand,
Yeah, man, we definitely have been vibing for a minute, man. Maine is, and there's some other type of shit. You know what I mean? They really are. They got fucking heart, and this is exactly why I wanted to talk to you tonight.
hell
Because
yeah,
the tape
hell yeah.
now, you know what I mean? Don't mind me. I'm walking around because I'm getting ready for an Optimore, so my mind's in a million places. I
Oh
gotta
my
win.
God,
I
I
gotta
know
show
how that
everybody this.
goes.
Hold up. This is drastic. Listen, people, Revolution Soup. Some real shit going on right here. Hold up.
Hell yeah.
Got mom second to have.
No, take your time.
All right, check it out, people. This is going out to Philly tomorrow. City Brotherly Love, bringing it out. We got huge, and
Hell yeah, that's how we roll, man.
I'm gonna bring it out. Get it hot. It's
I I
you
hope
know,
that's not me doing that.
it's not gonna be freezing cold, which I'm glad because that means we can chill because we really sit out there and just chill with people. We're having soup. They're having soup. You know what I mean? Like we're all, a lot of people come out
Hell yeah.
there to Philly. There's a lot of good shit going on in Philly. And I'm see. Hold on. What man? I gotta do something with notifications or some
Yeah,
shit.
I think
It's
that's what does it. And when you're on live, if you get a notification, I think it freezes up the video.
yeah. It's right. I've watched Jeremy Dieter freeze up a million times. We all know it's the feds. Come
Oh,
on,
it's
man.
all right.
Let's not fuck
It's
around.
all right.
We know what the fuck is going on here. I got it. I don't know if I can turn it even off.
If
I don't
that's
even
all
know.
they
Hold
got
on.
is freezing up a live video, then I'm saying they're not packing much punch these days. Bring it, right? Yeah, you still there? All right. That's probably doing it again. Ew, oh God, did I lose you? I hear
Hold
you. I
on.
hear you now.
All right. That should be okay. We'll see. We'll see if the Android phone gods smile upon me
Yeah,
tonight.
right. So,
Anyway, so yeah, we've definitely got a lot to talk about, man. It's been a long time coming. Like I've been waiting to talk to you
oh
forever.
man, that's cool. So I guess like a baseline, I would love to, if not directly answer, is like, what is anonymous? I align,
These days, man, that's a loaded question. That's a
and
loaded
it
question
is,
in 2019.
and I feel it is a question that every person might answer differently.
and it's an
Yeah,
identity. Anyone can take up a
it
label
is.
or a mask or an article of clothing and say it means this. And I don't think if any of us say anonymous is this, it means anonymous is this, because it's a decentralized collective. But
Right.
that doesn't mean
And it's supposed to be, but when is it too decentralized?
exactly.
When, you know what I mean? It's like if you've forgotten about, the core principles. I mean, when I'm talking about the creed, go fucking find it, go read it. You know what I mean? Like serious shit. The position I'm coming from, there's a lot of people that are, out there in the dark that don't come into the light. There's anons out there that are doing what they're doing, and you're not going to see them out in the street. I think they should be on the street anyway. Mask up and
No,
come
we
out.
all
You know what I
should.
mean? That's just me. There's people that say we should, protesting doesn't do anything, whatever. I find that to be bullshit. Uh, Protesting doesn't do anything when fucking 12 people show up.
That is true.
So, I've shut down the fucking Brooklyn Bridge with thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Fuck you. Yes, it does. Shut shit down. You know what I mean? Like I'm fucking pissed. I get fucking fired up, dude. Like I'm out there in the street, like, oh god, I'm gonna see Tom Kister tomorrow. Tom Kister, I hope you're listening, man. Psyched to see my boy Tom Kister. He's out there, and him and I and a couple other people that are in the Philly squad and Philly crew. We're loudmouths. You know what I mean? You have to wake people up. You got to just we're not just like stumbling down the damn street there. We're trying to make some noise
Right.
because there's too many issues that are just out there. You could yell about a million different things. I get that just yelling is not doing anything, but with numbers, you know what I mean? Like that's where shit starts to change, which is why I'm loving the shit out of this event that's coming up in Ohio for the 28th.
Right.
It's gonna be outrageous to me. You know what I mean? Like, and people are, you know, I mean, that's a lot of fucking patriots in one place. It's going to be something to
And
see,
just
first of all.
the idea of
But
that.
like, I really, this is really about everybody's rights. You know what I mean? Like, there's fights to be fought out
Yeah.
there.
And it's like simplistic in the sense that like you simplify on the rights, and you start to think like how many groups are out there right now fighting for people's rights, like the voice for the voiceless. If you really, you know, dumb anonymous down to its names, like we are Legion, we're everywhere, like we are the voice for the voiceless. How many groups that don't wear that mask are also doing the same thing? And this idea
Right.
of like, let's all just set our differences aside and advocate for everyone's right.
Yeah, there's just,
It's
dude, there's no
beautiful.
more time for that bullshit.
It's
Yeah, there's really no more time for that bullshit. It's pointless. It's spinning your wheels and it's just counterproductive. I mean, from a logistics standpoint,
yeah,
it's not good
you
activism.
know,
You know what I mean? I'm sorry. And if you're about some shit, this is what pisses me off is that to me, the minute if it's, hey, I'm anonymous, you're on a certain level to me in my fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like, I don't, people look down on us, whatever. It doesn't even, you know what I mean? I'm the exact opposite. I'm immediately like, what's up, family? You know what I mean? And that's just the way I feel about it because it really is, there is a core vibe like that, between a lot of us that are out here. So that's where I'm always coming from. But a lot of people they're not, I don't know if they never knew the core of it or forgot about it or, need to regroup. I don't even know. But a lot of people are saying this. I've seen posts about it, um, discussions about it. Like, what the hell happened? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? What are we doing right now? And that's got to be looked at. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Because if all you're doing is arguing online about right, left, and this and that bullshit and censoring and like no, you know what I mean? Like that's not gonna cut
yeah,
it. It's not gonna
and,
cut it at all.
like
So all I can do is be about me. None of us speak for
exactly.
anonymous. None of us. Everybody knows that. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like I choose to keep pushing and keep my boots on the ground.
Oh
Literally,
hell
I
yeah.
have to. I have to
And
do it.
even
So
if you come back to like, anonymous as like a tech thing or a computer thing or a hacker thing, like even if you dumb it down to like cybersecurity, like we just
yeah,
want to be literally anonymous. Well, all right. Well, that's part of it. Like, we don't want our identities compromised. Great. But, like, we're also activists.
Right. And anybody who does it shouldn't have it
We,
compromised. And I totally dig that and I totally
yeah,
respect that. And I would never out
but
anybody.
that's
You
not
know what I mean?
all
But
of
there's a
it.
lot of people that
And you,
yeah, that's what they do. That's their
and that's the
shit.
way I've always viewed it, as it was part of it, but not all of it. Like, Anonymous wasn't just like, don't know who I am. It was like, I'm doing good things for humanity.
Right.
So, if the powers that be are going to come after me for doing what's right, then I'm entitled to my secrecy. And, you could tie that to the Constitution, you could tie that to laws, you could tie that to any number of things. But, I wasn't inspired to wear that mask or join this group because I wanted to hack the world. It was because I wanted to help the world. I saw a
Right.
group that was really trying to educate people, and you could call it like lost information or misinformation. And I always knew I could go to an anonymous channel for the truth. And to me, that's what's missing from the world is the truth. Be it
Yeah.
not knowing what's happening in your own country or the rest of the world.
Right.
Like, I think there's a
That's what we're supposed to be about is seeking out truth. You know,
exactly.
that's supposed to be, one of the core things is always, trying to investigate, get your own information, etc. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just one of the basic things that we should be, concentrating on. It's like getting back to, what it's supposed to really be about.
Yeah,
Because I mean, that's the first thing that I ever saw with Anonymous is them crowding around, a homeless guy in the street. And I was like, that's it, man. Like that's some real shit. Like you're supposed to be about, really trying to make some real change. Arguing's it's not gonna do it.
yeah, and, it's like the lunacy of like, imagine there's like a small group of people that might go to a certain state, like call it Flint, Michigan, because there's awful things happening there. Say this small group, and we know about Flint, we know it's bad, but say you know, the whole nation didn't know what was happening in Flint. You had a small group that was bringing them water. We all know Flint needs water. We all know that it's been a long time that they haven't seen a resolution. And to me, that was anonymous. That group that knew there's a problem somewhere that nobody else knew about. And not only are they telling people, hey, this is happening, but they're actually going there and doing something. And that is,
Yeah. And we weren't the only
and
ones. Yeah, I've traveled with plenty of people from all walks and no groups. You know what I mean? Just people that got in a car. Um, but a lot of people have come there and represented many different civic
exactly.
groups are
And that's,
constantly still
and,
doing it. You
and
know what I mean? It's a group, it's a serious
hell yeah.
effort.
And that's the thing is like, to me, it doesn't need to be Flint. Flint's on the radar and it's a disgrace. It's like, we know how bad it is and they're still
It's the
struggling.
shame of the nation, is
But
what it is. It's the shame, it's the absolute shame and disgrace of the
imagine
nation.
how many places right now, like in our country, that people don't even know are suffering. And there might be this small group of people, say it's somewhere in Florida, or say it's my state in Maine. We have some of the highest radon levels in our water. We have like water pipes that produce lead in our drinking water, and,
Right. Everybody does. That's the whole
and
point, is that
yeah.
that is universal as
So
well. That's a universal
So
thing. They're poisoning all of
yeah,
us.
so that was anonymous. That was like, give people the truth and let them decide to stand up too. And that, to me, that is what I stood up for. Like, hey,
Right.
like, we're going to show you what's happening, and we truly hope that you will stand with us and join us in helping these people who can't help themselves. And
Yeah. Yeah, a
that's
lot of
what I
people
get behind.
have come out there over and over. And it's, it really it changes you. Going to Flint changes you and seeing, and just getting to know people there, and what they've been through. Like it's really unbelievable. It really is like a third world thing. Like when you bring cases of water to, a guy's door that he asks you to bring it all the way in, he's sitting there with a cane, he can't, you know what I mean? It's like it's so unbelievable that this could happen to them and be, and it's just like, doesn't everybody get like that's everybody? They're gonna do this over and over again. And now they're gonna go in and, now they've killed off Flint, chased out Flint, continue to screw Flint. They're gonna, gentrify and fix the city up and make their money. And
And
everybody
that,
knows that.
and
Everybody knows that.
for me, like when I start to look at like the bigger picture, I see some
Right.
states they're taking the guns, some states they're privatizing the water, some, they're,
Yeah. No matter what it
yeah,
is,
like
right.
it's everywhere. Like the thing,
Yeah, from every angle, they're trying to end our
yeah,
rights. That's the whole point. That's exactly what I was talking about the 28th in
and,
Ohio,
and
because
it's,
you think you're just going to like slip this little shit past people, and it backfired, and it's growing, and I hope it gets massive. I hope it gets like ridiculously massive. That would be
exactly, and see,
beyond. I know I'm definitely taking that day off of work,
yeah,
and taking a ride
oh
myself.
hell yeah.
So,
Yeah, and like, and that was the thing is like I think watching the Yellow Vest movement grow. There's a lot of talk about this fuel tax, like, and from
right.
asking people questions, I came to find that it was building long before this tax. Like they called it the straw that broke the camel's back. What is it gonna be
Yeah.
that takes, to get everybody out there for their own right? For them, it was
Yeah.
the fuel tax. Like, I don't know what it's going to be here.
Yeah. Everybody, yeah, I think everybody anywhere has their breaking point. How much can people take? It's so beyond insane how the government, and big money does whatever they want, and until you stand up and go, no, you're not fucking doing it anymore. That's it. Like this is crazy, but you have to get enough people up in arms. Probably literally, I don't want to see violence, but I know that they'll attack us with whatever they have, with the guns that we
Oh
bought them.
yeah, and we saw that in
So,
France. Like there's hundreds of thousands of people
yeah,
in the
shooting
street,
people that have their arms out and are just like completely unarmed with their arms in the air and hitting them.
right?
Like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. That's not crazy to you. That's not fucking crazy to everybody. That's not enough. Like what is enough? What is enough? That's what gets on my nerves, because to me it's so preposterous, and it has been for so long. How could the breaking point not have happened by now? You know what I mean? Like it confuses me. It absolutely confuses me. So,
So yeah, so for me, I think Ohio. I've had that same vision. Jeremy's great for getting out there and just
yeah.
proposing something, and like Ohio's the jump off point, like the Patriot Concord. You could
Mhm.
call it. You could
Yeah,
call.
all respect to them, man. All
Yeah,
respect. I'm serious. They're organized. They've got their shit together. You could say whatever you want. There's some people that are like, who will say, "Oh, the Patriots are all racists or this or that or whatever." Everybody's doing that, and they're saying Anons are all this, or they're saying that that group is all that. It's like, of course, you know what I mean, and that's we do have to get past that. I've been guilty of it myself. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And you got to call yourself on shit. You got to be able to call yourself on shit and analyze what you're doing. Because are you really in this? To really be about it, or are you just full of shit? You know what I mean? You have to continue to try to think of shit and grow, and it's like kindergarten, like 101 shit, plays well with others or not. I'm not saying you gotta sit down and break bread with every single group and you guys jive on every level. Of course not. You know what I mean? And like Jeremy has said, is like we're not all supposed to be, cookie cutters, carbon copies of one
No,
another. That would be
fuck
weird.
no.
And I laughed my ass off when he said that, because I was like, exactly.
That,
Like we're all,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Of course. Why is it so hard just to speak to people with respect, and maybe that issue that you have between you that you don't agree on, you just put it to the side for a friggin'
Yeah.
minute. We're talking about this other thing, which encompasses everything. So why are we even bringing
And,
that in? You know what I mean? You just put it to the side
yeah.
for a minute. It's like not a
And
big deal.
I say
So,
that a lot because, and I had the same idea. You talk anonymous, you talk Yellow Vest movement or Black Lives Matter, or really
right.
any movement that really
Anything,
seeks to
right.
affect national change for the better of all people. If you don't have all people, you have no movement. Like there's no like gusto behind
It's all or
that.
nothing.
So
Right.
it,
No, it's all or nothing.
even with the Yellow Vest, if you have like 5 national groups or 10 or whatever, and it's so fractured, you're inevitably going to end up fighting among each other. And in the same thing is
Well, that's what happened from the beginning. But it's only to me, the yellow vest thing is like basically on the internet. Everybody made, there's 1,000 groups popped up, and then the
exactly.
arguing began, and then the regurgitated memes began, and the left and the right, and the blah and the blah, and the disappearing posts, disappearing comments. You know what I mean? Being asked if believe in this and that before you're allowed in. You know what I mean? It's fucking silly. That to me that, and I'm an admin on a few pages. I add people to groups all the time. I just add them. I don't give a shit. Go ahead, go in. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna be straight with you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. I can't jive with that. You know what I mean? You've got to be able to be at a certain mindset with where, what you're trying to accomplish. Is this a unified thing or isn't it? I can't listen to the bickering. Like, I'm a mother of 7.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I've got 5 girls. 5
Oh
girls.
God.
Okay. 10
So
years
you're an
apart,
expert
all
then.
within 10 years. You understand me? Okay. Like, I don't have time for that. Like, please. It's like you're fighting over curling irons. What's happening? You know what I mean? Like, that's what it reminds me of. Like, to hear the back and forth. It's that point where, the mom walks off and walks into her room and closes the door. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Get some earplugs
Oh yeah.
going. Like, I can't even take it anymore. You know what I mean? So I would love to see Yellow Vest show up in Ohio, Black Lives Matter, any group, and just any single body, all the anons, any anarchists. From what I hear, it's supposed to be some Antifa goings on or whatever. And listen, man, no comment. I just have no comment about any of that shit. I'm
And,
not even getting into it with
and
anybody. But
I love.
it's going to be fun. I'm bringing popcorn. Let's put it that way. I'll definitely bring popcorn.
Yeah.
But I'm just not trying to get into it with anybody. I've done that. I could do that all day and night. I just feel like that gets nowhere.
We aren't
That gets nowhere.
we aren't
So
gonna get anywhere.
I'm really interested to see how the 28th goes down. It's going to be pretty epic.
No, I think it'll be good. And that's my tactic. I wear my vest. I wear my mask. I'll drape an
Right.
American flag over my shoulders.
Right. Like I can wear it all or wear none of it.
like,
Right. It's the same. I'm the same anyway.
They're all like physical things that have been attached to ideas, and it's almost like they've been weaponized to the point that it's like you have to think the same thing, and that's not freedom. Like freedom is not being told you have to think like me. That's
Right.
slavery. Like
Right.
I
Right.
want to disagree with people. Like I want to have different opinions.
That's how debate happens. That's how people think about it
Yeah.
further and change their own minds. You know what I mean? You never
Like
know.
imagine doing
Or they say, they
like imagine doing a science project and your science teacher was just like, nope, you're right. You've never done this before, but you're right. Nope, you're the expert here, and then
right.
it
D, all
failed
the above.
because nobody ever spoke up and said, hey, I've done this before and you're wrong. It doesn't mean I hate you. It doesn't mean you're like a
Right.
bad person, but it means like, hey,
Right.
like there's another opinion
Forgive me,
here.
I'm working too.
And that's like through all of this, that's like the biggest piece that I took away was like the scientific method. You have to evaluate
Right.
other opinions, you have to look at other research, you have to listen to other people. Like, and hell, you could be right half the time and wrong half the time, but like really it doesn't matter who's right or wrong, because if you're in this to make like the world or the country better or make people's lives better, then it shouldn't even matter if you're right or wrong. I would rather be wrong and be corrected and be
Right.
thankful that someone,
Right. That's the whole thing, is get your vibe
yeah,
right. You know what I mean? And what's your motive? That's what I'm talking about. Like, what's
exactly.
your, where are you trying to head
Like,
with
and,
this?
and then in a way that's more important because it's like I could say something and be wrong and I would want to be corrected, so I am doing the best thing for my motive. Like, why do you want to hurt
Right.
people?
Exactly.
Like, you want their rights enforced. Like, you want it to be fair, you want it to be equal.
They will strip us of every single thing, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. It's Ohio this month. It'll be PA the next or whoever. Just get in line. Get in line for the water being fucked up. Get in line for your infrastructure crumbling. Get in line for all the bullshit. That's why I moved my ass to PA. I got a little tiny piece of an acre, and there's plants going into the ground shortly. Okay, as soon as it stops freezing fucking balls, it's fucking cold, man. But it's supposed to be like 50 degrees tomorrow, so I'm happy about that. But like seriously, um, you know, I kind of backed off a little bit from activism for a couple months. The past couple months, I've been doing a lot of thinking about a lot of things, and I had to make this move. I had to do this. So, getting settled and whatever. This is like my first op since I moved here, like whatever, 5 weeks or so ago, and I've been like, itching to get out there because we were out there, every
I
weekend.
feel you.
So it's definitely I can't stay on too much longer, man. It's getting late. I got like crazy soup shit going on, laundry. Like it's really a
No, you're
pre-op
fine,
moment.
man.
But
I just wanted to get a little chat out there and say
yeah,
hey, and I really look up to you. I know I met you recently, but I'm very inspired.
yeah. Don't look up to me, man. Look, you know what I mean. Stand next to me. Don't. I don't. You know what I mean. A lot of people come at me, so it's so amazing, you know what I mean, like I really, it does something for my heart, and that's the whole thing, is that I try to impress that I'm coming from my heart, and my intentions are always on the level, always, you know what I mean, and that's just how I have to
Oh,
operate.
hell
I have
yeah.
to lead with my heart. That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime I try to go against that, I'm miserable, you know what I mean, so I just know what's right for me, and this is what I have to do. So it's like, and if that causes somebody to come out to an op, take a ride to Flint, or just even hit me up and bullshit and talk, then that's fucking beautiful, man. But somebody said to me once, like, oh, I wanted to meet the Jen McDermott, and I was like, fuck you, don't say that, you know what I mean, like, it's fucking
Oh, hell
weird,
yeah.
like, come on, dude, don't, it's like, we don't do that, we're
Yeah,
not, you gotta, first of all, and this is a big part of what we were talking about, is to me, kill your ego.
yes,
Kill your fucking ego.
exactly.
Shut,
And
just,
that's,
you know what I mean? Like, you have to shut that
oh,
shit
hell yeah.
down, man, and just really come from your heart. And it's hard because we're all behind the screens. We don't get out. And this is what we were talking, like, I've been talking to Michael Gerber a lot, a few months ago about Op Unity. And
Yes.
it's like, really, is that what you're about? Is really, getting together and really being about it and sitting around a fire. Put your fucking phones down. You know what I mean? Go out, opt together. Hang out afterwards. Shoot the shit for several hours. Whatever. Get the neighbor's cat pregnant. I don't give a fuck what you do afterwards. None
Yeah.
of my business. Okay, but I'm just saying.
And
I'm just fucking around. It's always for the lulz, man. It's always for the
oh
fucking
yeah,
lulz.
and
But it's like, you got to get your vibe right and not be, I'm seeing people that are constantly in a beef with somebody. It's a constant thing, you know what I mean? And it's within, what's supposed to be the collective, and it's bullshit. And I just back away from it. So that's, I've kind of done that the last couple months,
oh hell yeah.
and I'm trying to come at it fresh, because it's like you get to the point where you're like, what the fuck are we even doing here? What
And
is
that
this? You know what I mean? And it's
and I guess you could say I came in on the tail end of things. All things aside, my head's been there, my heart's been there. That much I know.
yeah. That's all you
Yeah,
can do, man. That's all you can
and
do.
looking up to somebody or learning from somebody,
Yeah,
you're splitting hairs.
right. I appreciate
As
that, man.
another main Anon
Yeah,
said, you can get lost splitting semantics, trying to define a
yeah,
word. And, to me, I'm finding a lot of people that I'm watching that have more experience with activism than I do, that have learned more than I do, or researched more than me. And to watch people doing unity or advocating for it and just showing people the right way to do that, to me that's a very valuable thing that I'm learning to mimic myself, and I have plenty
yeah,
of people that say, "Hey, we love watching you talk to people," or "We love your commentary," or "We love the way that
right.
you embrace people." And the thing that I think a lot of people miss is that I didn't invent the idea of compassion. I didn't invent the idea of unity.
Right.
That came to me from somewhere else.
I feel like it's just in you. Yeah, that's it.
So,
It's your instinct or it
like,
isn't.
every
Yeah.
time I talk to somebody or do one of these videos, I'm learning something from someone, say, be it you or someone else or whoever. It's irrelevant.
Right.
But now, how many people are gonna go turn around and show that same compassion to someone else? And to me,
Well, that's the point. You put it out there. Let me
exactly,
tell you something, man.
that is,
For a few
yep.
years, since Anonymous found me, that was the beginning of really putting things that I've learned my whole life to the test. As far as energy,
Oh
manifestation,
my God, yeah.
and some serious shit. Like if you knew my background, man, it's fucking trippy. It's wild. It's a wild story. Um, and it's kind of hitting me more and more lately of like what a wild story it is. It's a lot of shit. I should just start writing again, because it's really some shit.
Yeah.
But man, my hands would get tired. Believe me, my fucking hands would get tired from writing it. It's a wild fucking ride. This crazy ass life. But I was raised to, um, to pay attention. I used to people watch with my mom. She was a major influence in my life. Um, and a very, man, there's no words to describe her really. I learned a lot from her, let's put it that way. And after losing her and my father 3 months apart, lost my son to leukemia, ended a 20-year marriage, ended my 21-year best friendship with a friend of mine that wound up being on pills and was fucking up, and cut it off with her. It was like, I looked around, I had nobody. I had my kids, you know what I mean? They're my driving force, you know what I mean? I still have 6 surviving children. Um, and I'm trying to keep them together through the loss of their brothers, the most horrific thing that's there. I mean, I still can't believe it. I still can't believe it. Um, and, it was like, I knew, my mother used to say to me, remember to remember, like you already know everything and shit like that. Like she was fucking deep as hell. And we would go into deep, everybody that talked to her went into deep conversations with her. She was out in the
Right.
cosmos, man, for real. And I started like really putting some things into motion, and it has been just even from that point forward as a crazy story. You know what I mean? And the loss of a child. Um, you have to find some reason to keep going because that will destroy you. It will absolutely destroy you. You know what I mean? So this is what I got pointed at. I lived with my mother, had an upside down flag in 1968 up on the wall, and I was raised by hippies, man. So I've got like a perspective, and then the other side of my family is like very proper Irish Catholic, military. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's trippy. Like it's a trippy mix. Which is why I fuck with the Patriots. I get where they're coming from. Like if you were watching the game with my dad and the national anthem came on and it was like you fucking stood up, and I mean you stood up out of your
Right.
chair, okay, and put your hand over your heart and you better sing, okay, like you're singing. And he would belt that shit out. I mean, my father's a flag waving patriot, his own self, proud Irishman. Like seriously, it's crazy. It's so crazy. So I like to my background helps me to see other people and see the similarities first. I just
Exactly.
do. I just naturally do that because at the end of the day, everybody wants the same shit.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a slave. You don't want to be a slave. Right? A couple bucks in your pocket. You don't want to be hurting for anything. You want food, a roof. You want your family to be okay. It's pretty basic. You know what I mean? Like and if you don't look at people like that and come at them like that, you're just another person who is looking for the same shit. Does not want this government to step all over you. I mean, they are, even if you don't, feel the Constitution. I'm an anarchist. These are inalienable rights. You know what I mean? So if the Constitution didn't exist, they're still your rights. You know what I mean? You still, and that's what, I hope people start to get. Like, this is a blanket. They will take everything from us, one thing at a
Yeah.
time. One slipped under the rug, signing of a bill at a
Oh
time.
hell yeah! And
Get your ass to Ohio on the 28th is what I'm saying.
exactly.
Stand the fuck up for something, seriously.
And I'll connect with you elsewhere
Yeah,
if you're gonna be
definitely.
there. I'd love to either meet up there or
Yeah, hell yeah.
carpool or whatever.
I would love to get us man. I would love to get some caravans going, people. Let's go. Let's do this fucking thing. It's been a minute since we had an A9 road trip. For
No,
real.
I'm all
For
in.
real,
And
man.
you know.
Yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Truth Sec just came out with a video that Jeremy shared, which I love from beginning. I'm gonna listen to it again, but I'm in the middle of op time, so I really am gonna go. I could run my mouth all night, man, but I'm gonna go and finish up the soup and get my shit
It's all
together
right.
and hit the streets of Philly tomorrow. I will be going live, show everybody what we're doing, and tell you guys about some people that have been donating to us, and I'm
Awesome.
picking that up and bringing it out there. So it's gonna be a good day tomorrow. So stay tuned. We'll be out there about noon, but with Ain't on time, that's, one. Fuck it. So
Whatever.
anyway, I'll talk to everybody. I'll see you all on the streets, I hope.
Perfect. Well, have a good night, Jennifer.
Peace out, you guys. Take care, man. Bye.